Yeah.
It'll blow it back out straight. You won't never know it.
Right. Fire form it.
Yeah, you ready?
Yep. I don't even know if I'm going to be on paper. But, oh well. Inch low and right. I don't even know why I'm worrying with that. There we go.
Poured out.
Just to the left of the other one, pretty much on the other side of the... I'm just going to do a quick rundown of my 224 Valkyrie build. So we have a luth-ar rifle length. If I had to do it over, I probably would have gone with a carbine length, just because the carbine length has a monopod rail, whereas this one does not. But overall, it's a pretty nice stock. It's got the adjustable comb height, adjustable length of pull, and it's pretty light. It's lighter than the Magpul PRS, although the Magpul PRS is also a good stock. Of that, I have a just Brownell's rifle length buffer tube, and inside of that I have a Armaspec Stealth Series H2 equivalent buffer, well, captured buffer spring, and I have a JP Enterprises spacer in it, which allows me to use it with a rifle length gas tube. Moving forward from that, the lower I went with was an Aero Precision M4E1 lower. I like it because it looks like a billet lower, but it's actually just forged. But it does have some nice features to it, such as the threaded pin on the other side for the bolt catch, bolt release, so you don't have to worry about marring the finish when you're putting the gun together. You can just thread it in there and screw it in with an Allen wrench. And I have a Magpul MOE grip, it's kind of my go-to grip. I may change that out later for something a little bit more vertical, but it works for now. The lower parts kit I used was an Armaspec builder's kit, and these takedown pins actually I found on eBay. They're just like cheap ones. The ones that came with the Armaspec kit, there was no problem with the pins, but the takedown detents caused some issues, and I actually got the front pin stuck and I had to take a Dremel and cut it off. I mean, there was no, I took everything to it, like hammers and everything. It was not coming out. I had to cut the front one off because the detent, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was out of spec or just because it was stainless steel, it just would not move. But then I have a Magpul bad lever down here. The trigger that I have in here is a Geisley 2-stage, the Brownells edition, available on Brownell's website, held in by some K&S anti-walk pins. I do really like the extended mag release and this ambi selector switch that the Armaspec kit comes with, and it's a reasonably priced lower parts kit. Magazines I'm using for this build are the Precision Reflex Industries 6.8mm SPC magazines. I went with these because people were saying that they're having issues with the cheaper magazines fitting hand loads. So we'll see how this goes. I haven't hand loaded anything for this yet, but judging by the clearance here with just a 75 grain, I think I won't have any problems out of this. I don't know if I have too many mags like this in the future because they are $40 a piece, which is about double the price of some of the other magazines, but they are steel constructed, made in the US. They're very nice magazines. I do like it, but we'll see. If I shoot any matches in the future, I will definitely be using these magazines. They seem pretty solid. Aero Precision M4 E1, not the enhanced, but the regular upper, just threaded front. It doesn't have their enhanced like built-in barrel nut or whatever. I think I got this from Brownells too. It was very reasonably priced as well, and it's got the set screw up here for holding in the forward assist, which is nice. The upper parts kit I got from Brownells. It's just Brownells basic upper parts kit. It's cheap, it's whatever. Inside of there I have a Toolcraft 224 Valkyrie bolt carrier group and bolt. I have disassembled the bolt and looked at it. It's properly staked. The bolt carrier is, or the gas key I should say. The bolt itself is pretty good, I would say. It's the extractor on it has an O-ring, so that, I mean, that, if that counts for anything, it's performed fine so far in the little bit of shooting I've done with it. Not really a whole lot, just what you saw at the beginning of the video. Aero Precision Quantum 15-inch handguard, which is mounted on their Aero Precision BAR barrel nut, which you have to have with this handguard. It comes separate, but the site that I got it from, I think, had them in a package deal. I got this from, oh, it used to be Monmouth Reloading. It's armorally.com now, I think. But it is held on by the BAR barrel nut, some screws, super easy to install. The reason I went with this handguard as opposed to something a little bit more expensive is first because this was affordable and it's flat dark earth and whatever, but it also doesn't have the top Picatinny rail, which when I change the scope out later on, if I want to go with something with a larger bell on the scope, I'm not going to have any interference from this rail right here. And then the heart of the build itself is a Faxon 24-inch heavy profile fluted barrel in 224 Valkyrie, of course, with an Odin Works stainless steel adjustable gas block, and the gas tube is just a melonited Spikes tactical rifle length that I went with. The gas block diameter is 0.75 inches, and this barrel is really good so far. I haven't really taken it out and shot any of the 90 grain bullets with it yet or anything like that. Nothing super long range, but the muzzle brake that I have on here is a VG6 Epsilon in stainless. I have it topped off with a primary arms 4-16 by 44 scope right now. I may change that out later on for something a little bit higher power, but for the money, I mean, it's only a $160 scope. It's pretty good for the money. I'll see if I can give you a look down the reticle here in a second, but it's a mil-dot reticle, second focal plane, of course. In that price range, it's not really going to get any better than that, but I have an Aero Precision mount as well for it, SPR length. You can see the eye relief on it is decent. Can't really tell from this video, but it's illuminated as well. See if I can turn that on. So you can see it's got an illuminated crosshair. For 160 bucks, it's not a bad deal. But I will be upgrading that pretty soon. I also don't have a bipod on here yet. I'm torn between a GG&G and an Atlas. I don't really know which one to go with. I'm kind of leaning towards GG&G right now, but we'll see. And anyway, that is my 224 Valkyrie build. All total, I think the cost so far of this build for me has been around, it's less than $1,500 for sure. Because I kind of saved money where I could, you know, with the bolt carrier and the bolt. I could have gone with the LWRC bolt. That would have been $150 by itself. But I decided to just get the $120 Toolcraft, see how that pans out. If I have issues with it, I can replace it later. It's no big deal. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add about this. If there's anything else you want to know about it, leave me a comment. Thank y'all.